Imagine a recruiter getting a lot of resumes. He goes through the resumes and he just keeps seeing the same things. Everyone is making the same project, the same e-commerce website, the same machine learning predictor that everyone makes in our college final year, and everyone has just copy pasted the same content in projects. If you do the same thing that everyone else is doing, then how are you going to stand out? A very good way to set yourself apart from the other candidates, from the thousands of applications that every recruiter receives, a very good way to stand out is by making an amazing project and putting it in your resume. So how can you do that? What are the steps for that? How do you get project ideas? We're going to discuss all of that in today's video. So we're going to see how you can make the most perfect project for impressing your interviewer. So for making a project, obviously you'll be making it on a particular tech stack. Now, whether you choose web development, whether you choose Android development, whether you choose front end or back end, that doesn't really matter. What matters is the quality of the project and what you have learned from it. The interviewer should see that you have actually put in some efforts into making the projects and it's not the same copy pasted content that revolves around the internet. So first things first, let me clear a very common misconception for you guys. Everyone thinks that suppose you want to make a project on React.js, then you need to learn React.js completely. Or if someone wants to make a project on Spring Boot, then they need to learn Java Spring Boot completely. However, that's not the case. You should not wait till the end of your learnings to start making the project. Do halfway, learn halfway, and start making the project. So if you're learning Spring Boot, once you learn the basic REST API structure, start making a project. Make a very basic API project. If you're in React.js and if you learned a particular component, make a project on it. And you can even make project on DSA. So suppose you learned about try data structure and you want to now make a project on it to improve your learning. Then you can make a project about try, something like prefix search or some search-based try function. So whatever you learn, you can make a project on it to improve your learning. You don't need to wait till the end of your learnings to start making the project. Now, what is the main project that you should keep in your resume? What should it look like? What are the features that it should have? Let's talk about that. So I have a 3-piece rule that you should put in any of the projects that you have, and the 3-piece rule goes something like this. The first rule is that the project should be unique. Try to avoid having clones of already existing websites, and I know it is difficult to come up with an idea of your own, so I'm going to give you some ideas in the end. But you don't need to make it completely unique, but you can think of you can take inspiration from an already existing website and then make it into something unique of your own. I'll give you an example. The project that I had on my portfolio was called Connect. It was a social media platform where people could upload the list of things that they like. For example, there was a music section. I could upload my Spotify playlist. Another person could upload the Spotify playlist. And if there was enough match found in my playlist and theirs, then we would connect. And automatically the person will come in my friends list. So this is the project that I had, which the interviewers really liked because of the concept. And we would keep talking in the interview about the project itself, and they would get impressed. So have a project which is unique, because if you show them that you have an Instagram clone, everyone knows how Instagram works. They're not going to ask follow-up questions, not that much. If you say that you just have a messenger, a basic messenger, then everyone knows how a messenger works. They're not going to ask what are the specific unique features implemented. So make your project a little bit unique is what the first rule is for you. Now, speaking about projects, let me tell you about a great website where you can make amazing projects and get all the necessary skills in order to become a software engineer at the topmost product-based companies. And I'm talking about Cryo. So if you don't know what Cryo is, it's basically an upskilling platform where you can learn all aspects of full stack web development. You can learn front end, back end, the latest technology. And the best part is that they have a project-based approach. So you'll be learning by building really cool industry-grade, real-world projects. So you'll be getting actual work experience there. And along these things, you'll be also picking up skills like DSA and system design so that you're at a place that you're able to crack the interviews of the best companies. So if you're interested and if you want to build a great portfolio and get some great skills under your belt, then I've given a link in the description. You can check the course out and you can even book a free trial via that. So go click the link in the description and book your free trial now. So for making it unique, have some unique features implemented, have a unique name for the project, and have a unique description for the project in your resume. Do these three things for making a cool, unique project. Okay. Now, the second rule I have for you is try to make a project that solves a real world problem. Now, this is very, very, very important. So I recently took interview of a student who had cracked into it off campus. The video is also live on my channel. You can watch it. I'll give a link in the description. And the person had also cracked a lot of other companies as well. So I asked him what kind of projects he made. So he made a project which can help out other people. So his project was a real world project that was solving a real life problem. If you want a description of the project, I'll again give a link to it. You can check it out. But the main thing is that the project was solving a real world problem. So if your project is something that is of use to the others, then the better it is going to be, because it shows that you have problem solving skills that can translate into real life. So when you'll be building up the real life products of the companies that you'll be working on, you'll be able to use those skills. So having a project that somewhat solves a real life issue really shows the interviewer that you've done some thinking about it. The third rule for you, the third thing that you should absolutely follow while making a project, is to make sure to deploy it somewhere. Don't make the mistake of just keeping the project in your local. Make sure that you deploy it somewhere. And there's a lot of free resources, free options available for deploying your project. You can use GitHub, you can use Heroku, you can use a lot of apps which allow free deployment. Make sure you have a working prototype ready of the website, because what happens when you go into the interviewer will ask you, is the project deployed somewhere? If you say yes, the interviewer will open the project, he'll see every functionality live, he'll click on the buttons, he'll move between the pages, and he will ask you, how did you implement this? How did you implement that? And then you have a chance to showcase your learnings. Then you have the chance to showcase the interviewer that yes, you know everything inside out, and you have made this project and you have an absolute mastery over the tech stack that you use. So it makes up for a great conversation between you and the interviewer when you have the project deployed and you're showing to them and they're able to see the functionalities live. So make sure that you have deployment ready, make sure that you have a working project ready so that the interviewer can go through it and ask you follow-up questions based on that. Now let me give you a little bit of bonus tips as well. So first thing is that whatever is the main project in your resume, the project which is in the top of your resume in the projects list, make sure that it is a little bit complex. Don't go with a simple website where you just have 2 pages and a register login. Make sure that you go with a project that has a little bit complexity in it. Don't go with a simple portfolio website or a simple login register website. Go with a project that is a little bit complex, and that project should be in the top of your project list, because naturally that's where the eyes land first. That's what the recruiter or the interviewer is going to notice first in your resume. Now, the second bonus tip I have for you, which is very important, is that making notes while project. Now imagine you made a project 6 months back or 1 year back. Afterward, you started giving interviews and there's a good amount of gap between making the project and giving the interview. Then you will naturally start to forget what you implemented in the project. Okay, you'll start forgetting your own code. You'll not remember why you did this particular snippet of code, why you wrote this line of code. So there's 2 things you should do. First, make sure that you add proper comments in the code base of your project. Make sure that you have proper comments, you have proper code formatting and proper code structure. And the other thing I'll suggest to you is keep a notebook where you make notes of every feature you're implementing in the project and how you're implementing that. So either you can have a physical notebook or you can have an online Google Doc or Notion doc, anything is fine. But make sure that you kind of have a note, like point by point note of what you're doing in the project and how you're implementing it. When you go into the interview, right before the interview, you can revise the project, you can revise what all you did. So when the interviewer is asking you, how did you do that? Why is this line of code there? You don't end up getting stuck. So try to keep notes while making the project. That will be a really great thing for you to do. Now comes to the last part. Everyone will say, we got all of this, what you're saying, but how do we get the project ideas? We don't have any unique project ideas. we cannot come up with new ideas. People will say, I don't have that much of a $1 million idea that I can make a project into. So how do I do that? The answer is very simple, one word answer: ChatGPT. You don't need to do anything. Go to ChatGPT, just mention the topic you're learning, just mention the tech stack you're learning, and just ask. You can go to ChatGPT, you can say, I have just learned Try. Give me some good project ideas that I can implement in Try, and give me the source code in Java so that you can take reference also. Or you can say that I have learned this particular tech stack, I've learned this Java Spring Boot, give me some project ideas. It will give you some project ideas. If you get stuck, you can ask it for help. So you can ask ChatGPT for the source code, you can ask ChatGPT for code snippets, for REST API, you can ask ChatGPT for help anytime you get stuck. So you can ask ChatGPT for all the help in the world, whether you want a code snippet, whether you're stuck on a particular implementation feature, you can ask ChatGPT anything you want. ChatGPT is basically a free intern working for you 24/7. It can be a coding companion, it can be a mentor, it can be anything that you want it to be. And trust me, ChatGPT has some amazing project ideas. So you can take help from ChatGPT anytime you get stuck. You can take help from ChatGPT anytime you're out of inspiration. But the main thing is that you do the implementation honestly. Be honest in your project. Make sure that you're not copying everything from ChatGPT or from any other website or from any other online source. Do the project yourself, understand the project, show a little bit of passion towards the project, and make the project the highlight of your resume, so that anyone who sees your resume, whenever their eyes land on the project, they're bound to get impressed by it, and that will also improve your chances of getting shortlisted, and obviously that will improve your chances of clearing the interview as well. So that's pretty much all I have for you. If you have any doubts, or if you want to ask me for any project ideas, I'll be happy to help. You can just tell me the tech stack that you want the project on. I'll give you some good project ideas that you can implement, and I can even review it for you. So that's pretty much it. If there's any other thing, any suggestion from you guys, then feel free to leave it in the comments. And yeah, let's see you in the next video. Thank you.